Most people think that ADHD is a disadvantage. They think it's something that hinders them. But what if I told you it's actually one of the greatest things that they could ever have? It's the greatest things that you can ever have. Most people, they just don't know how to use it. I've been thinking about this a lot recently. Growing up, ADHD was this thing that people talked about, that you can't focus, you're distracted, and you're all over the place. And yeah, that's true. But nobody talks about the positive side of it. What I'm starting to realize is this. A lot of traits that people label as problems are actually just strengths viewed in a negative viewpoint. And a lot of people just don't know how to use it to their advantage. You see, people with ADHD, they don't think like everybody else. And that's actually their greatest advantage. You're not meant to follow the same path as everybody else, because we're all unique. We're all individuals and we all think differently. That's what makes us human beings. You're meant to see things differently. That's why a lot of entrepreneurs, creators, and innovators have this same kind of brain. Then that brings me to my next point, hyper-focusing. You see, people say that ADHD is something that makes you not focus. But in my life, I've been facing quite the contrary. With ADHD, or ADD, whatever you want to call it, whatever D you got, it helps me lock in. If anything, I feel like I overfocus on most things. You see, you just don't care. You don't focus on what you don't care about. And you have a hard time focusing on what you don't care about. But the things you do, you're locked in, tunnel vision. You see, you can lock in for hours like nothing else exists. And that's one of the beauties of it. And then there's the energy and drive. You know, you've probably felt it if you have ADHD or ADD. Again, whatever day you got. But that restless energy, whether you show it or you don't, like myself, I don't really show it, but my brain is constantly racing. The feeling that you always need to be doing something, most people, they try to suppress that in the real world. But what if you just used it to your advantage? And another thing is, like, when things get intense, a lot of people panic. But when you have ADHD, you might actually get sharper. You see, if you've dealt with ADHD, you've probably struggled at some point as well. And that helps build something that most people don't even have. And especially important in this day and age, it's resilience. Another thing as well is empathy. You understand what it's like in life to be a little bit behind, or to feel different, and that helps you be more real and connect with others. And then another thing is risk-taking. You know, people with ADHD, they just tend to take more risks. And I know that can sound dangerous in theory, but it's also the reason that you actually can go after something while everyone else out there is just stuck thinking and not even taking actions. And also, it just makes you authentic. You know, you don't come off as fake. You don't come out overly polished or perfect. And you just be you. And in today's world, where everyone's trying to be something that they're not, I think it makes you stand out quite a lot. All right, so now let's talk about the real life advantages that it gives you in the day-to-day of the world. So I know with me personally, it helps like ingrain an entrepreneurial mindset, that because I have high energy and creative thinking and I'm willing to take the risks, I've hopped on here on YouTube just to tell you and expose myself to the real world and you guys, to show you how I think. And that's literally the formula of entrepreneurship. As well, there's pattern recognitions that you can have. You might not even realize it, but you're good at connecting a lot of things. And especially in fast-paced environments, you're not really meant for slow, boring environments that are, monotonous. And you thrive when things are constantly moving. I know from my personal experience, I find that when things are constantly busy, like, I love it. I get ingrained into it and really, really just locked in. But here's the truth. Everything I just mentioned, none of it actually matters if you just don't learn how to control it. Because the same traits that can make you powerful, they could also destroy all the potential that you have within you if you just don't learn how to manage them. You can easily get distracted, you can lose consistency, and you can start things and not finish them. So it's not about having ADHD or ADD, it's really more about learning how to use it. I was told that I have ADHD. The doctor didn't actually diagnose me, like, full on. He didn't take any tests or anything. But when I think back to my deepest forms of childhood and experiences that I've had growing up, and just going ahead based off the knowledge that I've collected through research online, I've actually bring it up to my doctor myself. I told him my symptoms, how I think, how I function, and he told me that he thinks I have ADHD. So to this day, I'm not 100% sure if that's the correct term for what I have or not, but I'm going to go with the fact that it is. I think it is, and in the future, I probably will get diagnosed full on. However, just based off like everything I've discussed with you guys today, I'm still trying to figure this out myself, and I know you guys are as well if you're watching this. So what I do know is this: you're not really broken. If you've had those thoughts in the past, disregard all of them, because I know I've faced thoughts like that myself, where I thought I was less than other people around me, and that's not true. So you're just wired differently, and that's what makes you unique and capable of achieving so much. So if this helped you, make you think a little differently, just drop a comment below. And if you're on a similar journey like myself, just stay tapped in. We're building something here, and I'm looking forward to the community in the future. So on that note, guys, I want to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace.